Hey everybody, it's me again, Mr. Cox, and also Bo, he's back here. He's still sleeping because he's so tired. So I'm going to do the Electron Configurations Worksheet 1. I'm going to do a lot of them. Hopefully you'll learn how to do them as we go through. So here is the diagram from earlier from the note sheet, and remember it goes 1s, and then 2s, 2p, 3s, so on and so forth. And I put these little blocks over here. It says S can hold 2, P can hold 6, D can hold 10, and then F can hold 14. So it's going to ask you for the name of the element, the number of electrons that it has, and then it's going to ask you to write the electron configuration. Alright, so for the name of the element, magnesium, you're going to look up magnesium on your handy-dandy periodic table. Alright, and you're going to find the atomic number for magnesium. Alright, and the atomic number on this one, the Join the Army one, is in the top left. On yours it might be the top right, but it's always going to be the top number. So on the periodic table, magnesium is going to be number 12 on the periodic table. Alright, so that means that we have 12 electrons to give out. Alright, so we're always going to start down here at the bottom of this diagram, and we're going to start out with 1s. So I'm going to type 1s like that, and then I'm going to hold down the control button and the period, and that's going to go up. It's going to do the superscript. It's kind of like the little exponent thing. Alright, so then you have to ask yourself, how many electrons can S hold? Alright, and if you look up here at the little thing, it says S can hold 2 electrons. So we're going to go 1s2. Alright, I'm going to hold down control and the period again, and that'll make it go back down. Alright, so after 1s, we've got 2s. So please keep in mind that there is no 1p, there's no 1d, 1f, there's none of that. So just follow this diagram, and again, you'll be able to use this diagram on all the tests and basically anything that we have, like a quiz. Alright, so we've got 1s, and we filled that with 2 electrons, because s can hold 2 electrons. Alright, next, we're going to go 2s. Alright, because 2s comes after 1s. Alright, how many electrons can s hold? It's going to be 2 again. So I'm going to hold down the control and the period and go 2 like that again. Alright, so now I've given out 2 electrons in 1s, and I've given out 2 electrons in 2s. So it's going to be, I've given out 4 electrons, 12 minus 4 is 8, so I've got 8 more electrons to give out. Alright, after 2s, looking at the diagram here, it's going to go to 2p. So I'm going to type in 2p, hold down control and the period like that. Alright, and p can hold how many? It can hold up to 6 electrons. So it can hold 6, and I have 8 left over to give out. So I'm going to put 6 here. Alright, and again, so 2 and 2 make 4. 4 plus 6 is 10. I've got 12 to give out. I've got 2 more to give out. So I'm going to hit control in the period again to go back down. And after 2p comes 3s. So I'm going to put 3s. Alright, and how many electrons do I have left over? Alright, I've got 2 here that I gave out, so that's 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 6 is 10. Alright, so now I have 2 left over to give out, so I'm just going to put the last 2 into this S, because S can hold 2 electrons. Alright, and there's your electron configuration for magnesium. Alright, boron. Alright, so if you look up boron on your periodic table, so I'm going to find boron on mine, and I'm just looking at this periodic table right here. Alright, so I've got boron. Boron is number 5 on the periodic table. Alright, so 5, the atomic number and the number of electrons are the same thing, so we're going to give out 5 electrons. Alright, we're always going to start down at the very bottom of the diagram, so we're going to start out with 1s. So we're going to go 1s. Alright, and s can hold 2 electrons. So I'm going to hold down control and the period again. I'm going to do 2. Alright, so we've got 1s2. Alright, so after 1s comes 2s. So I'm going to type in 2s. And I'm going to hold down the control and the period again to go up. And I'm going to give out, remember, s can hold 2 electrons. So I've got 2 right there. Alright, so now, if you count the number of electrons that you've given out, we've given out 2 and 1s, so that's 2 electrons, plus these 2 makes 4. Alright, so I've only got 5 minus 4, I've got 1 left. So after 2s is going to come 2p. Alright, and I'm going to hold down control in the period again. Alright, and I only have 1 more electron to give out. So P can hold up to 6 electrons, but I've only got one more to give out. So there we go. All right, I'm gonna skip down and do iron here because it's an interesting weird one. All right, so if we look up iron on the periodic table, it's Fe. So I'm gonna look up iron on here on my periodic table. All right, and it's in the transition metals, and I'm looking, I found it. It is number 26 on the periodic table. So I'm gonna put 26 here like that. So I've got 26 electrons to give out. Alright, so I'm going to start out at the very bottom of the diagram. Remember, we're going to start out with 1s. So we've got 1s here. So I'm going to go 1s. And s can hold how many electrons? If you scroll up, it says s can hold 2 electrons. So it's going to be 1s, 2. Alright, after 1s, we've got 2s. Alright, and s can hold 2 electrons. Alright, so I've given out 4 electrons thus far. So I have 26 minus 4, that's going to be 22 electrons more. So I just got to keep going. Alright, so I'm after 2s, if you look up here at the diagram, after 2s comes 2p. So we've got 2p, and p can hold up to how many? P can hold 6 electrons. So I'm going to give out 6 more electrons. Alright, so I've got 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 6 is 10. So I've given out 10 out of 26. I still have 16 more to go, so I've got a ways to go. So after 2p, according to the diagram, is going to be 3s. So 3s, we're going to go 3s, 2, because s can hold 2. Alright, so I've given out 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 6 is 10, plus 2 more is 12 electrons. So I've still got 14 more to give out, so I've got a while. So after 3s is going to come 3p. Alright, 3p can hold up to 6. Alright, so again, 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 6 is 10, plus 2 is 12, plus 6 is 18. Alright, so I'm up to 18, so I have 8 more electrons to give out. Alright, so after 3p, we're going to go 3p to 4s. So 4s, and s can hold 2. Alright, and I just said, okay, I've got 2 plus 2 is 4, 4 plus 6 is 10, 10 plus 2 is 12, 12 plus 6 is going to be 18, 18 plus 2 is going to be 20. Alright, so I've given out 20 out of 26, and now this is where it gets a little weird. Instead of going to 4p, we're going to go 4s to 3d. So I'm going to go 3d, and if you look up here, d can hold 10 electrons. So d can hold 10, so I'm going to put the leftover electrons, which is just 8. Alright, I'm going to put 8 into this d, this 3d. It can hold up to 10, but I only have 8 left over. So I'm going to do command in the period again, or control in the period, and put in 8, and that's it. Alright, so those are the electron configurations. So you have to do the rest of those on your own. And now down here, it says, for each of the electron configurations, write in the number of electrons and the name of the element. Alright, so this is really easy, and it looks more difficult than it is. So all you have to do, here's the trick, is just take the little exponent numbers, like up here at the top, and just add them all together. And you can even use a calculator if you wanted to, if you can't do mental math in your head. Alright, so I've got my calculator here. Alright, so I'm going to add up these numbers here. So the 2, this 2, this 6, this 2, and this 4. Alright, so on my calculator, I'm going to do 2 plus 2 plus 6 plus 2 plus 4. Alright, and I added those up. I got 16 electrons. So let me just put in here how I got that. Alright, so I did 2 plus 2 plus 6 plus 2 plus 4 equals 16. Alright, so now that you have the number of electrons, you're going to take out your periodic table again, and you're going to look up which element is number 16 on the periodic table. Alright, so I'm looking. Okay, it looks like 16 on the periodic table is S, so it's going to be sulfur. Alright, so put the name of the element like that, and then you can put its symbol in parentheses like so. Alright, so let's do the next one. Alright, so we've got 2 plus 2 plus 6 plus 2 plus 6 plus 2 plus 10. Alright, So now I'm just going to add all those up in my calculator. 2 plus 2 plus 6 plus 2 plus 6 plus 2 plus 10. Alright, and I got 30. Alright, so overall this element has 30 electrons. So I'm going to look up on my periodic table again what element is number 30 on the periodic table. Alright, so I'm looking, let's see. And it looks like it is Zn, which stands for zinc. Alright, so it's zinc, it's Zn. Alright, and that's all you have to do for the rest of this. If you have any questions, please send me an email, or you can give me a comment on Google Classroom. Thanks, I hope you have a great day.